So Sagittarius, we are going to see kind of what's going on for you guys. These are general. Take what works. What doesn't work just doesn't work. But let's see what the cards have to say for you. Okay, so first up, regarding what this reading is about, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and that's clarified by the Sun. Then in your current energies, you have the Hangman clarified by the High Priestess. In your near future, you have the Eight of Wands clarified by the Tower reversed. What your challenge is regarding the situation, you have the Five of Cups reversed clarified by the Sun. And then what's recommended for you, you have the Nine of Wands reversed clarified by the Nine of Swords reversed. So I would say this situation, to me, I feel like it's like some type of new opportunity. This has something to do with some kind of either financial opportunity, monetary opportunity, something that is kind of more of a like a security-based situation. This could be career. It could be anything that has to do with some type of like money in a way. It doesn't necessarily have to be money, but it could be something that you are expanding on, and that it will bring you more financial security or just security even in general. Because sometimes I feel like even with the Pentacles, if you feel very secure, I feel like security means a lot of things for different people. It's not always like monetary. It could just be some kind of like stability though. So some type of new venture or opportunity that you've are delving in or getting involved in that has to do with like some type of security. But the Sun here, I really feel like it's something that you are actually very excited about. Like you had gained some type of clarity on this situation, and I think it kind of caused you to have this like enthusiastic, vibrant energy towards it. So it's something I feel that you really have a lot of high hopes for. So, but in your current energies regarding this situation, you have the Hanged Man and the High Priestess. Now, I feel like you're almost putting a pause to this. For whatever reason, you're kind of putting it on hold because I think your intuition is telling you to put it on hold. I think there's something that you're trying to see from a different perspective, or maybe you're trying to evaluate this situation from different sides, or you might be waiting on something. You might be waiting on more information to kind of gain a little bit more clarity on this. But it could even just be your gut is telling you just not to scrap it, but just to wait a minute, because definitely there's something, you're waiting for something, or there's some kind of pause period. Sorry about the dog. There's some kind of pause period that you're experiencing with this, but I think because the High Priestess is here clarifying this, your gut, something with your intuition, there's just some deep knowing that you have is telling you to just hold on a second. Sorry about the dog. Hold on a second and just, wait it out for whatever reason. You might just be waiting for information or something else to be revealed to you. But what's coming in for you is the Eight of Wands clarified by the Tower reverse. Now, so the Eight of Wands is kind of quick movement. It could be quick success, but it's some things are going to start moving quickly. Because I think after this pause period, whatever it is, whatever you're reflecting on or you're seeing from a different angle, maybe it's giving you the confidence and the ability to kind of push this forward very quickly, I don't want to say aggressively, but for whatever reason, all of a sudden it's going to start moving much faster. But with the Tower in reverse clarifying this, I feel like you're almost having a personal Tower moment. I think you might be deciding either just to go all in with this or just that you're committed to it, but there's something within yourself that's going to be shifting. And I think you're going to be more committed to this. So I think this is excellent. And I think because you're having this interpersonal Tower moment for whatever reason, and that could be because of the Hanged Man, because maybe you took some time and you really you decided to kind of wait, or you had to get certain ducks in a row or something. And now I think it's coming in for you. Maybe whatever you have, you're more mentally prepared for this or physically prepared. You're just in a better realm because you took that time, and now I think going forward maybe the ducks are kind of in the row, so you're ready just to proceed forward. But I think this could also be this tower moment, this reverse tower moment. It could be just like you're either finding like the renewed confidence in yourself, or some changes that you're making within yourself is like now you're really on board to kind of move this along. But your challenge regarding the situation is the Five of Cups reversed and the Sun. So the Five of Cups reversed, I think your challenge is to not get so deeply seated in your feelings or the things that have not worked in the past. Because with the Sun here, you might have gained some type of clarity on a different option or opportunity in the past, and that might be part of why you're either making changes or doing this. But what had happened in the past could be kind of tainting this current situation, because sometimes, even if we're doing something a little different, some fears or disasters that happened in the past kind of haunt us and kind of stay with us in a sense. So I think that your challenge is, especially because the Sun is here again, to remind yourself or just to see this for what this really is, like, and be with the confidence. Because I think the Sun is here in this aspect saying that your challenge could be for some of you is having this confidence as well, and this confidence could be coming from this like inner tower moment in reverse where you're just kind of like, I can't just keep myself in the box anymore. I have to really branch out and expand out and just go confidently and trust myself and have faith that I will be able to overcome any obstacle and I'm capable of it, Because sometimes that's the hardest thing for us to actually believe that. It's not just doing it. Doing it is half the battle, but believing you can do it is the other half of the battle, Because if you believe you can do it, you're going to do it. Now, so I think your challenge regarding this is to be aware that you're not getting stuck into focusing on things that are not going well or emotional hurts or things that have let you down. Don't just focus on that. Your challenge is to make sure that you are focusing on, and even honestly, for some of you, you might be getting whatever this represents with this Five of Cups. For some of you, you might be getting clarity on something, and it could kind of be breaking your heart a little bit more. There might be some information coming out, which was already I don't want to say disastrous, which was already kind of like an upsetting Five of Cups moment. You're sad, you're not looking on the bright side, you're kind of just seeing all the things that are coming out. But the Sun and this in reverse could be indicating that some more truth came out and it's even worse. You know what I'm saying? So now you're even more upset because you thought it was bad to begin with, but now you're finding other crap out or something. So that's your challenge, but that's only for some of you. Some of you, it's just that you need to make sure that you aren't just staying stuck in something, that you are also looking at the factors in your life that are really beneficial for you and moving nicely and productively and efficiently. And you have to your challenge is also having confidence even when you feel like you have no confidence. Now, what is recommended for you, you have the Nine of Wands in reverse and the Nine of Swords in reverse. Now, I think this is saying that if you have been overly defensive on stuff, you need to just let your guard down a little bit. And the Nine of Swords, I just think this is saying that you just have to really release any kind of deep anxiety or fear. You have to just surrender in a way, because these two together, to me, it's like you can't have it plague you. You can't be burdening all that stress all the time. You can't be burdening or living in that state of fear and anxiety constantly. Like, you might have to just almost be like, what the hell with it? Like, I don't know what's going to happen today, but we're going to find out by the end of the day kind of attitude. I'm not saying obviously you're not stressed out about stuff, but I think some of you, whatever this represents, you've been kind of carrying certain burdens or things on your shoulders a little bit or more internally. And I think, I'm not saying give in, definitely not give up, but I just think certain things, if you're having to be overly defensive and things with your anxiety are kind of a little bit running rampant, you might have to just tell yourself, sometimes, we're going to see how it goes. If sometimes having that present moment of just like, we're just going to take one moment at a time, it could help a little bit. I try to do that. It's very hard for me, but it is still good advice. So yeah, because I'm thinking some of these anxieties you have are probably not even based in reality. You know what I'm saying? So, and sometimes when you recognize that you're doing that, it helps. It doesn't always go away, but at least you can acknowledge you might be having, I call it like Kelly's extra moment. That's how I call it when I'm doing it. Like when I'm super stressed out about something that's not even based in reality and probably wouldn't even happen, but in my mind, it's like, oh my God, it's so real. I call it Kelly's like extra moment, Kelly's drama moments. So I try to realize that there's like a scene or an episodes of Kelly's drama mind going on, and we need to like bring it back. Me, myself, and I need to kind of just come back to center, focus on right this second, because I wear myself the hell out all the time. Some of you may understand what I'm talking about. I'm sure most of you kind of understand what I'm talking about with that, because I think that's prevalent in many people. But let's see what else we get for you guys. Okay, first up we have 56, Spider Spirit, make your dreams real. And I think that whatever you're working on or whatever this represents for you, it's something that you need to kind of continue to focus on. What it is you want out of this situation. What is the ultimate outcome you want? You might not get it quite the way you want it, but I think working on trying to go the best way forward with this is always the best thing. So if this represents some kind of dream for you, a dream to better your life, I think it's just saying that you have to put the actions in to do that, obviously. Then you have Celestite, soothe your soul. I definitely think that's going with this Nine of Wands and this Nine of Swords in reverse, is that I think, and even this, your challenge being that the Five of Cups in reverse, I just think that you have a lot of, and I think because this quick movement with the Tower reverse, I think you just have a lot kind of going on. You might be having some changes and everything, transitioning or whatever, like transitioning from if you were a shy person to trying to be a little bit more open or out there, or having to heal from some old hurts or something. Or so I just think that don't beat yourself up about it. You know what I'm saying? Like one thing at a time. And I don't want to say if you go slow, it'll help, but I feel like some of you, I don't want to say I think you might be trying to rush the process, because I think things are going to start moving along, but I think within that sometimes a lot comes up. Like if you're doing something and you've never done it before, there might be challenges, obviously, and sometimes those challenges kind of, I don't want to say they shape you, but they cause you to actually have to reflect on yourself, the way you respond to things, the way your fears, your anxieties. So you might actually be really having this moment, because if you think about it here, your challenge is this emotional stuff, right? This looking at things that haven't gone right in your life, and you're kind of emotionally more, this is like more of an emotional energy of being sad or upset about certain things. And then you have the card of defense here, where you have to defend yourself. You're worn out. Jesse, honey, I know, sweetie pie. You're worn out, and you're kind of like having to defend yourself or even let go of that, right? Then the swords here, the Nine of Swords, is all about nightmares and anxiety. So emotionally and like physically and then mentally, you guys got a lot going on. So I think, I definitely think you might need some relaxation, some rest and relaxation within this. Now you have Kisses, unconditionally loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. And I think that's wonderful. And I think you got to give yourself kisses. I'm kind of getting that feeling. I think you guys are going through a lot. You're dealing with a lot right now with this stuff, but you got to give yourself kisses, or maybe that there's something you could give kisses or get kisses from. And maybe that'll help kind of like brighten your day a little bit and kind of keep you on the track that, you're really trying to go on. Now you have stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. And I feel like this could be romance, but this could be anything that this Ace of Pentacles represents for you. Whatever this situation is that you had clarity on and kind of gave you enthusiasm about, I think by you kind of realizing some of this stuff going on over here and trying to be more optimistic about it and maybe not so hard on yourself, I think it's going to help you move forward a little bit easily, or at least a little bit more peacefully. But that is the challenge. That is the challenge for us all. Okay, now you have manifest, dream deep, and ask for what you want. And this is just saying be very clear with what you want, you know? And just believe that you can get it. Then you have replenish. The sun will rise and we will try again. And I think this is saying, because you have 2 suns over here, I think this is saying that, like, I definitely think you are getting some clarity on some stuff. And I just think that you have to kind of overcome some of this aspect over here. But with replenish, it just makes me think of, you know, being optimistic. It's just being kind of a little bit, you know, soothing your soul. Even with the kisses, this is kind of like a fun card, you know, giving kisses, being playful a little bit. So I think you guys need to kind of tap into a little bit more, I don't want to say rest or relaxation, but this part over here is very heavy, you know? So, because I do think you're going through like almost like a personal transformation of some sort as well. Now, burnout. Your hard work will see results, but your health needs to be maintained. So check in with your doctor, dentist, health professional, and try to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Some of you might be feeling a little burnt out. I definitely feel that here, especially over this section. Nature. Interact with nature in the outdoors, around animals, farmlands, or by the ocean. This will be good for the soul and healing for you. So that's definitely about kind of replenishing and kind of taking some time to relax a little bit, which is, I really feel that could be beneficial for some of you. Now you have communication. A reunion could bring love or a rekindling of friendships. A lucky win seems likely. Now, I just think that there might be some nice communication potentially coming in as well. Because I feel like with the sun, it's just a very vibrant card. And with the 8 of Wands, this could represent like quick movement as far as anything, you know, as far as like reconnecting with a friend or just quick movement in some aspect. But even communication, you have to watch how you talk to yourself, because with the 9 of Swords, the Wands, you know, the Cups here, this is all, you could be communicating with yourself negatively as well. So you might have to watch the way your words to yourself as well. Now you have crown chakra, peace. In stillness, the answer will be revealed. And I think this is saying, like everything else, you just need a little bit of time to replenish and refresh yourself and soothe your soul. So I definitely think that I kind of am getting this energy. You don't have to figure it out right this second. You know what I'm saying? Like, it all doesn't have to be figured out, like, right this minute. So you might have to remind yourself that, because I have to remind myself that all the time. I get a little extra with stuff, you know, Kelly's drama moment. And I'm like, you know what? Self, you don't have to figure it out all, like, right now. But then part of me says, like, yes, you do. But I try to. Sometimes I got to be stern with myself. Now you have seriously. A wise woman once said, duck this shit, and she lived happily ever after. And I really feel like these are words of wisdom right here. Sometimes you just have to have that attitude. And I feel like this is a very, very good quote here and a very good attitude for certain situations. Now you have starve your distraction, feed your focus. Now I think the distractions are coming with this 5 of Cups reversed, this 9 of Wands reversed, and this 9 of Swords reversed. You know, focusing on things that did not work out for you, and then feeling kind of worn out and that you have to stand your ground with something, but you're kind of feeling like worn out, and this anxiety stuff, this fear and anxiety, and these kind of nightmares or concerns that you had. So I think that's kind of your distraction right here, but your focus is whatever this is for you guys right here, this Ace of Pentacles and the Sun. That's your focus. So this is what you need to focus on here. But this is always stuff that comes up, so. Now, for your little affirmation card, you have, today I will breathe. Today, as I face challenges, I will call a mental timeout, and I will consist consciously and, today, as I face challenges, I will call a mental timeout. I will consciously breathe with my eyes closed and focus on slowing my inhalation and exhalation. So that's wonderful. That's about taking that minute, taking that little time for yourself. And then we have Bob Ross, and it says, I really believe if you practice enough, you could paint the Mona Lisa with a 2-inch brush. Now, I'm sure that somebody out there could do this. I don't think I would have the patience personally, but in saying that, I think this is about saying that you are capable of working with whatever you have to create something amazing. So if some of your issues or whatever is that you feel like you might not have something 100%, I think this is saying that you could either see, let's say, for instance, this guy, let's say he's upset his wine spilled, which I would be upset too. This is upsetting, very upsetting. But he has 2 other glasses here. So if he looked at these ones, he'd be like, okay, well, at least I got some left, and maybe there's a fridge. Maybe we got some other things in the fridge. We'll take a look what we got out here. But so this is just saying kind of, you might not have the proper tools, but work with what you got. Because I think even within that, you might actually be creating something fantastic, and you might not actually need the proper tools. You might find out you could do it with what you have and do it successfully and maybe even better. Now you have Wusa, objective, the joy of doing nothing. It's not always necessary to fill up every moment of the day. Take 5 minutes or so and lie flat on the floor with your legs stretched out and your eyes closed. Use a light blanket if you prefer. As you lie there, let your muscles loosen. Feel the weight of gravity as your back touches the floor. Pretend you're lying on the beach. Soak up the sun and listen to any sounds. Listen for any sounds, I should say. Breathe deeply, fully, and immerse yourself into this experience of doing absolutely nothing. And notice how refreshing it is. Yes, doing nothing is going to be very refreshing, and it's going to soothe your soul. So I think you have a lot of stuff here about replenishing, kind of having a little you time, scheduling you in a little bit, scheduling some mental break in a little bit. Now for the spirit of the dish that shall be with you during this situation, you have the spirit of the delicate one, which is the spirit of the strawberry shortcake. Now for the dinner and a movie that's recommended for you during this time, you have American food and comedy films. The energies that you either need to be aware of or tap into, you have Aries. And Aries is all about initiative, temper, and kind of action. It's like a very okay, I can do it. It's like that spark, that excitement. I'm an Aries, and I get excited about things. I'm not always great with the long game, but if you need somebody to get something started, I am your girl. I am good at that. I have that, it's about having you believe in yourself. You can do it. You're going to conquer all obstacles. There's no problem that's too big initially. Once you start dealing with the problems, then it's oh, the hell with this. But initially, there's that optimistic attitude of yes, I will do this, So I feel like you have to have that. You might be beginning something. There might be something where you have to have a little bit more oomph and a little bit more belief in yourself about doing it, and maybe even being a little bit more independent, because they're very independent as well. And then you also have Gemini, and this is about thoughts and communications, but I always see them as a little bit of the duality of everything, I always see it as that devil's advocate, kind of having that internal conversation with yourself of, seeing it one way and then seeing it on the opposite side, and kind of having the dialogue of what's best, what is how do I want to say, what is the most complete view of the situation? Are you analyzing all the different aspects regarding it? What could come out of left field? What do you think could happen? All the different outcomes. So there might need to be some kind of duality about something, kind of thinking things, I don't want to say outside the box, but kind of thinking of it in maybe a broader spectrum as well. That's what I'm getting with that. Now, you also have the moon, and this is about emotions and habits and kind of your inner self, and how are you feeling about things? And this could also represent, you might not see everything. I feel like with the sun, because you had the sun twice here, I feel like you're gaining clarity on stuff here, but there might be certain aspects, obviously there's always certain aspects, you don't see everything all the time, unfortunately, but there might be things that are still hidden to you, or you're not sure the next steps, the best way to move forward with something. You're kind of feeling it out. And sometimes you have to just trust yourself and trust you're going to get through the darkness and make it to somewhere, to the other side in a sense. And you also have Neptune here, and this is about vision, creativities, and illusions as well. So you have the 9th house, and this represents higher education, growth, expansion, religion, and philosophy. And you have the 12th house, which represents occult psychic abilities and the subconscious mind. You have number 5 here, which is an odd number. So that means the special guest that'll be answering your questions today, Sagittarius, will be the Magic 8 Ball. Think of those questions. He'll be out here shortly. You have W, S, L, O, G, I, T, F, 191. And you have the Swan. And I think the Swan is saying, like, I'm not saying you're an ugly duckling, but maybe whatever you feel, maybe you feel like this is at the beginning of something, or maybe it's not quite the way you have envisioned it at this moment. But I think that this is saying that it's going to grow and it's going to expand to something very beautiful. And I'm always getting like, because the swans, they always look so flawless. And I love watching them. I love watching all birds, though, but they're just very graceful. You know, they kind of have that, you know, like, ugh, type of attitude. I think it's so funny. But anyway, but I think like, I just wonder if some of you are going to wind up making whatever this looks like. Maybe you look very flawless with it on the outside, but inside you're like, oh my God, everything's a shit show. But you making it look easy on the outside or something like that, you know? But I think the Swan is just saying that I feel like you're going to be graceful with this, or not even just graceful, but I'm getting like gliding through this somehow. You know, you're going to make it look effortless and easy, even though you're probably doing a lot of work, you know? So that's what I'm kind of getting with that. But I think this is going to be transforming into something very beautiful as well. And very, something that you're going to be able to be really proud of is kind of what I'm getting with that Swan. And now you got two of these. These both jumped in my hand. So you have nurture and hope. And I think you have to nurture yourself. And whatever this is, you're going to have to nurture this too. And hope, I just think sometimes you just have to have hope, and you have to continue to remind yourself, like, why are you doing this? What do you want out of the situation? And just like have that hope that that you can make your dreams real. That's what I'm kind of getting with this, because I think whatever you're doing here, you're kind of spinning your web of life, whatever it is. It's whatever you're investing in or doing. This could be school. This could be anything that you feel is going to kind of benefit you either financially or in some kind of aspect where you're going to gain something from it, you know? So I think you have to just, I don't want to say stay hopeful, but just always remind yourself, like, why did you get involved with this in the first place? Or what does this mean to you that it's worth continuing, even though if you're sick and tired of it? You know what I'm saying? So, okay, so now we have the magic 8 ball. So think of those questions, Sagittarius, and we shall ask. Oh, mystical magical 8 ball, the mightiest ball of all the balls in the world. What is the answer to Sagittarius' question? It says, my reply is no. The 8 ball has spoken. I hope you all have a wonderful day, week, month, year, lifetime, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.